Are you tired of your so-called tribal chief and these terrible takes?
We are live on the Worldwide. We are not live on the Worldwide Sports. Excuse me. We are live. I'm so used to saying that.
Are you tired of this no ifs in sports?
I'm sick and tired of people. Anytime there's an if in the Hitler streets, oh, pull up Carl Coulange's picture, but then you're gonna tell me I'm wrong? Get out of here, man.
If you are, come with me and burn the shirt. Rock with the future of the sports hit list.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Being a fan is why we're here. The cheerful moments, the sadful moments, the angry moments. But it's deeper than that. The Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. I am your host, Carl Coulange. Today, I'm stepping outside my element. For those who watch our show know that I am not the greatest soccer fan. I'm not the biggest soccer fan, but I have my contributors who are always in my ear about, Carl, we need more soccer coverage. We need more football. So we are here to talk about the 2020 Euro Championship match between Italy and England. I'm going to bring in my contributors who are going to break this match down from tier to tier. And let's have some fun discussing soccer. I hope everyone's enjoying their Sunday afternoon. And I'm not going to waste any time. Let me bring them in. Let's bring in Ricardo Etienne. Let's bring in Mr. Andres Rivas. Mr. Ricardo Etienne, can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got me?
Mr. Andres, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm just sharing it on some platforms. Just give me
Absolutely. I also have another special guest. My cousin, can he see me? Is he here? Cuz, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. What's up? What's
going on? So my cousin 12, Dimi 12 is in the building. Dimi 12, Louis. Ricardo, he's not a green carpet crew. He's a Pitcherville guy. He's not but he comes from the same bloodline.
We'll allow it.
Cuz, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Yourself? A little bit sad because my team just lost yesterday, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I saw somebody here. He's like he's happy.
Yeah. So Andres, this is my cousin 12. 12, this is one of my students, Andres. He's a big soccer fan, and these are the guys who are always telling me. And I'll be completely honest. 12, when he watched my show, he said, "Carl, I'm not watching your show. You got no soccer." I'm
telling you. Now you got a show. Now it's a complete show.
That's it.
you got the biggest sport in the world. So
yeah. So honestly, so he's supposed to be my cousin, my blood, and really support my show. He said, "I'm not watching. You got no soccer." I was like, "That's disrespectful. Like, you're supposed to be my family, and you literally tell me watching."
I gotta be honest with you, man.
No, understandable. Respect. But talking about, I know Rick, you wanted to touch upon yesterday. There was the Gold Cup final. You wanted to touch upon. What were your thoughts with that, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, we nailed it already right off the top. But first and foremost, shout out to Haiti, man. You already know it's been a crazy week. A lot of nonsense going on.
Thanks for reminding. Yeah, listen, I try to forget about it. I wanted to come into the show to talk about it, to tip off, but there's so much craziness and things that I'm not happy with, and it's so sad. It's so heartbreaking. And 12 knows this, and Andres from knowing me, it's really, really tough to even digest what happened this past week. And it's really difficult for me to even try to come on air and talk about it without bursting into tears and knowing what's going on in Haiti. It's really, really difficult. My prayers, as you know, are always with them, and hopefully there'll be some change in that country, because
we never got a break, man.
Never catch a break from decades upon decades. But I'm not going to make the show about today. Rest in peace to the president, and hopefully people can get their shit together. But Rick, going back to the game, thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. And like I was saying, not to dwell, but I wanted to shout out Haiti specifically because, when crazy things happen throughout the world, sports is one of the things that kind of comes
Unites people.
along and helps unite and helps usher, a little bit of relief sometimes. So, yesterday was a classic matchup for Haitians just because,
Yeah.
everybody knows, man, Haiti's normally split down the line when it comes to football. It's either Brazil or Argentina. So and then we got we kick off the Gold Cup tonight against the US as well. So the Haitian national team is going to be balling tonight. So definitely looking at sports to kind of put a smile on Haiti's face a little bit and whatnot. But as far as the game goes, man, damn, I mean, what a matchup. It was an epic matchup to say it any other way. It's Argentina, it's Brazil, it's in Brazil no less. And at the end of the day, Argentina pulls through. Shout out my guy Di Maria for having the winning goal. But I'm a Cristiano Ronaldo guy. You already know. But at the same time, man, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Lionel Messi is not, without a doubt, one of the Mount Rushmore of the sport. So to see him finally get over that hump and put on for his nation, I think the pride that comes with representing your nation in any aspect, but specifically when it comes to sports, and then specifically when it comes to football, is different. It's unlike anything else. When they put that badge on, it means something that not many other people can really, really understand. So, as great as he is, to have that one little thing he was missing was representing for his country, for his flag, for his badge, to finally get over that hump and have that now on his utility belt, have that now within the arsenal. That's the one cup that he didn't have in his trophy case. He got it now. So we can't help but stand one of the GOATs, man. So shout out to Messi, shout out to Argentina. Awesome accomplishment.
Andres has been on the show cheesing for the last 2 minutes of in his chest with his jersey on, like I can't see him. So I'm gonna let him cook a little bit. Andres, talk about it.
Well, first, my thoughts and prayers go out to Haiti and everyone involved. Same thing that happened in Miami a couple weeks ago. Like one of the buildings fell, so thoughts and prayers are with the people in Miami. Yesterday, a report came out that they were planning on shooting up the MLB All-Star game. They had like 16 guns and like over 1,000 rounds of bullets, and they were able to arrest like 4 people. So God bless that happened, and nothing bad happened. So it's a lot of crazy shit going on in this world. But like Rick said, a lot of sports they're able to unite people. As far as the final, Carl, it was crazy. It was really crazy. So when you watch like a Lakers Celtics games and you know that the referee has no control of the game whatsoever, like everything's a whistle, everything's a free throw. That's literally what happened in this game, like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The referee had no control of the game. Everything was a foul. We didn't know what was a yellow card. If it was a yellow card, if it was there was no control of the match whatsoever. After the goal, I feel like the ref, because they scored after 17 minutes, I think, after 20 minutes, sorry. And after the goal, the referee finally settled in. He was able to gain control of the match. But before it was literally like a street fight. Everything was a foul. Everything was a yellow card. Like these type of matches are hard to whistle, especially being in Brazil where it's really corrupt. The president is really corrupt. And a super classic like Argentina, Brazil, where people in Australia are watching at like probably 10 a.m. It's something that you just tune in for. Like I said, like a Lakers Celtics game where like let's say it's Scott Foster on the call and he's losing control of the match and everything's a whistle. So in the second half, the same thing as the first half. Everything was a foul. We didn't know what was a foul, what wasn't a foul. If it was a yellow card, if it wasn't a yellow card. A lot of players were cooking. They were upset at each other. A lot of talking was going on in like from the crowd. They were booing, they were cheering. So a lot of mixed emotions on the field, but I'm very happy Messi got it done. I'm very happy Argentina got it done. He finally got that monkey off his back of winning something with the national team. But before this game, Messi was already the greatest of all time, and this game it just increases the mileage. Like Messi's been the GOAT since like 2015, 2014 when he reached the World Cup final, even the year after when he won the treble with Barcelona. This is just pretty much incrementing the mileage. So shout out to Argentina, shout out to Messi, shout out to Di Maria, who I gave a lot of shit for when he was on United and PSG, but very happy for him. So Ronaldo and Messi are two of, if not the two greatest players of all time, and Di Maria was the man of the match in a Champions League final with Ronaldo. And he was the man of the match in a Copa America final with Lionel Messi.
So 12, what are your thoughts here with that match from yesterday?
I think Argentina deserve it because I'm a big fan of Brazil, but I think Messi, especially for Messi, he deserves it because I'm 33. I don't remember. I never see that Argentina win a competition. To be honest with you, so
It's been a while.
yeah,
28 years.
it's been a while. So I'm really happy for them. Unfortunately, it was Brazil that they beat, but it is what it is, man. And I'm happy for Messi and congratulations to Messi, Di Maria, and all the team.
So, Andres, you said something real quick before we talk about today's match. You said Ronaldo and Messi, are the greatest, are the GOATs. Is that what you're claiming?
100%.
So
100%.
I know my father and our fathers would kind of debate us and talk about what about Pele? What does Pele into the conversation? So be very careful what you say and how you say it and who's watching, because I know.
Carl, listen, I'm
just being honest here.
Listen, I'm just happy you're talking football.
Yeah,
Man.
I know a little bit. Listen, it may not be my top sport, but I dabble in a little bit of everything to know what's going on. So I know bringing that conversation to my father, he'd be like, Pele, no question, right? So when we do talk about the greatest of all time, when we start to think about that, Torv, what are your thoughts here? Pele, are we starting to rank the greatest of all time?
I think Pele, it's something else. It's a god.
It's a different class, right?
So yeah, it's a different class.
So Pele is like Michael, is like a Michael Jordan of soccer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You can say it like that. But I think why they try to say about Messi and Ronaldo, those two guys, they keep the soccer for decades, and that's huge. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing. Like you can talk about Messi from 2006 and Ronaldo from 2006 to now. They still the greatness. So I think this is what is really important about them.
I think that's a great point, specifically the fact that to be able to have these two guys be at that level for an entire generation. It's a whole generation that they've dominated the sport. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to watch.
Well, Carl, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So you know how in the 80s, Magic and Bird, they took every NBA championship except for 1983 when the Sixers won? That's literally what Messi and Ronaldo are doing since 2007, 2008. Right. From 2008 to 2019, they each won every single best player of the year award, which is the Ballon d'Or. So imagine Magic and Bird, or not even Magic and Bird, because a lot of people don't have them as their GOATs. Imagine LeBron and Michael playing in the same era. That's literally what we're witnessing the last 13, 14 years.
The way I've been able to adapt the conversation again, it's kind of like, I guess Pele is MJ, and then these two are kind of like the LeBrons. So then you have that conversation about the greatest of all time. I'm just saying. Listen,
here's the one thing where I say the two of them to collectively get even more separation from any of those other guys is that even when you're talking a Bird and Magic, if you're talking maybe not so much Jordan during his era, but if you're talking LeBron, there's almost always other guys that you can put into the conversation. There's no other guys, man. It's these two. Yep. That's it. When it comes to this generation of soccer, it's those two guys.
It's
nobody else even comes close.
And that's a big record. I don't know who gonna pass that, but I think Messi and Ronaldo, they did something really huge. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well,
how everyone is looking for the next LeBron in NBA, and they say it's player A, B, and C, and they've been doing the same thing with Messi and Ronaldo since 2013 or 14 that I could remember. Everyone is like, oh, they're gonna fall off at 30. Oh, they're gonna fall off at 32. They're gonna fall off at 34. And here we are seeing Messi winning his first international trophy at 34, while being the best player of the tournament, while being the maximum goal scorer, while being the maximum assister. We're thankful to have witnessed this generation. Like I said many times, I didn't witness Michael, but I got to witness Messi, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, guys. So moving along to the game for today, England versus Italy. It seems like the soccer world was disappointed that England made it this far.
Yes,
that they
we
shouldn't
are.
even be here. So I've seen people, and 12, I've seen people say they're not watching the game because England is in the final. That's how bad it is. What are your thoughts about England just actually being here, 12?
Me?
Yeah.
I think England, back in the day in my country, we always see England as a big team. But when we're trying to see what they made, you never see anything, they always see them as a big team, but unfortunately, they never make a big thing. But you gotta see it that way too. I think England, they got a big championship in their country, European championship. So, and when you see Chelsea, Liverpool, and those kind of team is like high level team, big team, and they make big things. So um, I think they deserve it. They work on it, and now that it's like Argentina. That's their thing. So they're gonna do something, and I'm gonna support them.
So this is England's first ever opportunity to win a European, to get at this level, to win a European championship. I mean, I think it's the first one in over their history of 55 years of
Well,
competing.
this is their first international final since the 1966 World Cup.
Yeah. So for them just being here is a great opportunity. So I want to kind of try to break this game down as far as, let's start with, who's winning which battle, right? So let's start off with the coaching. Rick, let me start with you. The coaching, Italy or England, who you got in that? Listen, I came to break it down, baby. Listen, don't be surprised. I got some things out my hat I'm pulling out for you guys. I'm shocking.
Listen, here's the thing. I've been very, very critical of England's coaching. Like we've been ripping Southgate like crazy. And it just seems like no matter how wild and crazy we think his tactics, his rotations, his lineups are, whatever the case may be, it ends up working out. Like I'm at the point now where I cannot discredit this man anymore. He's like an evil scientist, like the weird science building Frankenstein or whatever the case may be. He cooks up the most ridiculous things as far as we, the fans, see it. And we say, what is he doing? He's crazy. Get Kane out of there. And then here they are in the final. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me at this point now, as much as he's shown time and time again that he knows what he's doing. It's hard for me to go against Southgate at this point.
12, what are your thoughts here with the coaching matchup? Do you agree with what Rick said?
Yeah, I guess I agree, but this championship, it's a surprise. It's a surprise, and I think it's good like that because I'm not the kind of person who like to see something like Brazil always win, Argentina always win, or France always win. I like to see the balance, and I think I don't have any problem with that England make it that far, and yeah.
Okay. Clearly, Andres, you agree with Rick about the coaching matchup, so I can skip over that. It's
no.
Oh, you roll with Mancini?
No. So you don't agree. Okay, sorry. My apologies for assuming. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I made an ass out of myself. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So what I was going to add to what Rick was saying is that, Carl, if you ever read the group chat before every England game, literally all of us, they're like, what the fuck is Southgate doing? Like every single match that has happened this Euros, we all in the group chat are like, what is he doing? But like Rick said, it's been able to work. I'm going to go with Mancini on this one, simply because Italy hasn't lost in 33 matches. They've gone 33 straight matches without losing. The last time they conceded 2 or more goals was June 1st, 2018. And the last time they actually lost was September 2nd. I think it was like 2017. I think they lost to like Belgium 1-0. On the other hand, we have England, who's been undefeated in the last 12 games. They've scored 10 goals. And then the goal that they conceded against Denmark was their first goal that they conceded of the tourney. I think it's like over 479 minutes without conceding. But this Italy team has been amazing and they deserve to be here, And before the tournament, I was saying that they were a dark horse because like the midfield that they have is just young. They're hungry. And they deserve to be here. But I'm going to give the edge to Mancini on this one. And another thing to add to what you were saying, Carl, this generation of England is doing what like the last couldn't do. So like the last generation, it was probably the golden era of England. They had Steven Gerrard, they had David Beckham, they had Wayne Rooney, they had Frank Lampard, they had Steven Gerrard, they had Michael Owen, we can be here till midnight talking about all the level of talent that England had in the mid 2000s.
Listen, we can't. I got a wedding to go to. I got a wedding. I got a wedding. I'm trying to get this done so I can go to my Copa, man. There's a wedding with my name on it. It's a Haitian wedding. I'm gonna be lit tonight.
Carl gonna be outside today.
Listen, and guess what? Deb's out of town too. What? Score by tonight. I'm lit. So let's go. Let's get the soul.
I think you're doing that, but you gotta put so much love in the soccer. You gotta take time the same way that you take time to follow the sport too.
No, I'm trying. There's so many sports, cuz I'm trying. But you know what, cuz? Let me tell you something about Andres. If you know this, Andres is Mr. Numbers. You need stats, you need numbers. He'll give you everything, any detail you need to know about numbers. Let's go to my next point. Momentum and shift change. Andres, I already know how you feel about it, so I'm not going to give you an alley for this one. But Rick, when it comes to momentum here, can we possibly see momentum shifts when it comes to this game? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's strange because they're both riding a pretty solid wave. I mean, we mentioned every time we've kind of touched upon the entire tournament, we've mentioned that England's side of the bracket was the easier side of the bracket.
Yep.
Many assumed that the winner between England and Germany was gonna be here, and that's what ended up happening, so they're riding a pretty steady wave, that they've kind of been going through. I think the key is Italy coming out of a very, very contested semifinal and going through with the PKs and whatnot. The biggest thing from a momentum standpoint, and Andres touched up on it a little bit, slightly, as far as the England just giving up the one goal. Italy had a ridiculous clean sheet streak going on. Both goalies are riding a ridiculous momentum swing and momentum streak right now. And I think that's where the game is really going to get interesting to see, between on either end of these of the pitch, to see how these goalies kind of continue carrying this momentum. This could easily be a 0-0 draw at the end and end up in PKs again. We don't know, So I think they're both really in a good groove. I'd say England more just because their path has been quote unquote a little bit easier. So
Mickey Mouse.
so from that standpoint, I think England's definitely the hotter team coming in, but definitely gonna be interested to see how that pendulum swings, specifically in goal.
All right, 12, let me ask you this. Let me move along to the goalkeeper. Who do you think has the better matchup here when it comes to goalkeeping?
Man, for Italy, it's still Buffon, right?
Donnarumma. Yeah.
Donnarumma. Oh, okay. So, it's really tricky, man. But
listen, I'm
because they're
stumping
both
you.
killing it.
Listen, I'm the new guy here, and I'm stumping him. Listen, I'm stumping him. He can't even answer my question. You know what I'm saying? I'm stumping. So that means I'm doing well right now, right? I'm asking some top tier questions here.
Yeah. You got it. You got it. Keep going.
So listen, but make a pick here for the people. Goalkeeping, who has the advantage? You take Italy or England?
Italy always have good goalkeeper. I'm not gonna lie, But I saw Italia win in 2006. I guess 2006. So I'm so thirsty to see what England can do to Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think he's gonna go with the Italy matchup here. Andres, what are your thoughts with the goalkeeping?
I low-key think it's Casper. Low-key. I low-key think it's Casper, but Donnarumma has had an amazing tournament. Like I said, Italy didn't concede a goal in the group stage, and then Casper didn't concede a goal until last game against Denmark. They've both been amazing. But listen, man, if it's the 666 going against England, I'm still rooting for the 666. So in this case, I'm gonna go with Italy.
Rick?
Are you not like England?
No. I would rather see the Celtics win an NBA championship before.
Let's go, baby. We know the vibes with that. Listen, you said this on the tape. I'm going to take this, rewind it, replay it, reshare it 100 times so people know the vibes. Thank you, my brother. Rick, are you going to agree with that? You got to see a Celtics win the championship? Go ahead, say it for me.
I ain't trying to see the Celtics win nothing but a lottery. And not even that.
I would like to see the Celtic win only for you.
Thank you. See,
not even.
That's blood right there. That's blood. He understands it. That's blood. But Rick, to answer my question about the goalkeeping, who you have here in this matchup?
Again, very evenly matchup. We got two keepers. I think I'm gonna lean towards Italy just because I think their defense kind of helps give them a little bit of additional boost too, because their defense has been rock solid. Not to say England hasn't been neither, but again, when you're grading against the curve of the competition that they faced and whatnot, I think having the upper hand on the back line in front of Donnarumma is gonna give them that slight little advantage. So I think from a goalkeeping perspective, I'm leaning Italy as well.
Wait, Rick, Carl, I don't mean to take your job. Rick, let me ask you a question. So, Chiellini said that England had 6 of 7 games at Wembley and that they were supposed to be here. Do you think England is going into this game, or who's going into this game with the mentality of we have nothing to lose? Because like for a lot of people, England was like not the favorite, and then Italy, they had the team to make the final. So, who do you think is going into the game with the whole we weren't supposed to be here attitude?
I think at the end of the day, based off of the home pitch advantage, I think Italy's got, if we're talking about less pressure, more or less, Italy's got the less pressure, in my opinion, because whether England was supposed to be here or not, guess what? They're here now and they're in front of their home base. They are at home. They playing in the backyard. That stadium, Wembley's gonna be rocking today. Rocking.
Wembley is like
it's coming home.
Listen, I know about Wembley Stadium for one thing. Bret Hart versus British Bulldog 1992 SummerSlam from Wembley Stadium. It's sold out. It's one of the biggest pay-per-view events to take place outside of this country. They sold that place, and I will never forget. That is one of the great. That could go down as the greatest WWE match in history. So Bret versus Bulldog in that stadium. So I know about that stadium a little bit. If you're gonna go
keep that in mind. Remember the pop that British Bulldog got out there being at the crib. So multiply that by 100,000 today. Like that place is gonna be crazy for their guys. So England really, really, they have to win this game.
They need this win.
It's a huge 100%. Letdown if they don't come out of this with a victory.
Okay, 12. Let me ask you to my next question. The midfield matchup. Who wins it here?
No?
The midfield matchup.
I'm sorry.
The midfield matchup between the players. The midfield matchup. You want to go Italy or England here?
I told you, England.
England. Okay.
Yeah.
Rick, who you got in the midfield matchup?
So I don't think they've put, again, we've been talking about Southgate and what he likes to do with his lineups. I don't think lineups have been dropped yet. Last I checked, I didn't see final lineups yet. So it's going to be interesting to see who, he kind of goes out there. I don't know if, we saw Mason Mount in the semi come back out. Italy's midfield, I'm Jorginho's my guy. You already know. They didn't look as great as they should have this past semifinal. I think Spain really took it to him, specifically in that second half.
Won, man.
Spain kind of had their little way out there. I wish we had the lineup so I could make a better call, but I'm still gonna lean towards Italy here, just because I think the collective group that they've got is gonna be able to control the center of the field, and that's where the games can really be lost and won, specifically for controlling possession and whatnot, So I'm gonna lean Italy here, just because I don't know exactly what lineup we're gonna see. Just because Southgate's been putting out these random mixtures of guys, and then again you come in and you're like, what are you doing? And then it works out. But from a consistency standpoint, I'm gonna stick with Italy in the midfield.
All right, Andres, do you agree?
I'm gonna go with Italy. Yeah. So, like, to add to what Rick was saying, Southgate, the way he gets his midfield, Carl, you played CeeLo, right? I don't like betting, but you play CeeLo, right? So basically, what Southgate does.
Listen, off record. Listen, you asked me this question, I'm gonna have to take it off record because we all were in high school. We all do things we're not supposed to do in high school. I'm not gonna sit here and snitch, but talk to me. Ask me that question when I'm not rolling right now, and I'll answer that question.
So what Southgate does is he basically rolls the dice. He's playing cards and he's like, all right, this is what I'm rolling out today. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it doesn't. But like I said, the beauty about this sport, Carl, is that the midfield is like these are guys that can't score or assist, and they'll still have an amazing impact on the game. Like the reason why Chelsea won the Champions League is because of the play of N'Golo Kante, who doesn't usually score goals or he doesn't make the most assists, but he's always there when you need him to be.
And he's almost always the most valuable guy on the pitch.
Unless he's with France.
Damn.
That
was unnecessary.
Listen, he didn't have a good Euros. He didn't have I'm gonna go with Italy on this one.
Okay. 12, I'm gonna ask you, here we go when it comes to defense. You going with Italy or England here? We're going to go defense now.
Defense Italy because
Yeah.
those team man they rough, they
Mm.
rough, and I'm not gonna lie. Italy is a big team. I want to support England because I want England have done something, uh, but I know it's gonna be a, a difficult. It's gonna be really difficult for England.
All right, Rick, would you say defensively it's a bloodbath in favor of England? I mean, in favor of Italy?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I won't go as far as saying a bloodbath, but I mean, again, consistently throughout the entire tournament, Italy's defense has been rock solid. So we can give Donnarumma as much love and credit as we can for the clean sheets and for rocking it out in goal, but the back line in front of him has been holding him down. So definitely, yeah, from a defensive standpoint, I do give Italy the edge.
Andres, defensively, who are you going here?
Yeah, I'm full sweep on the vote. Italy, full sweep.
Okay, here we go. 12, when it comes to attack, you got Italy or England?
Um, England
England with the attack.
attack
Andres?
England.
It's tricky, man. England
Listen,
has the.
how is the non-soccer guy stumping you guys on my questions?
I'm not
I
stumbling.
literally
I'm
did my
just saying.
prep, and all of a sudden I'm asking questions. Like,
We gotta try to we gotta try to give you the best answer.
It's very equivalent.
But you guys are not giving me like you're like well.
We did.
It's a really even killed matchup.
It's a very even
matchup.
matchup. That's what we're saying. It's very even.
Okay, so attack. So who'd you have to go? Listen.
Like England has the names.
Mhm.
England has the names, but they haven't been scoring. Like Italy's been scoring. That's the thing. England has the names that like the mainstream names that like the football fans know, but Italy's been scoring. So you know what? Like I said, I'm gonna keep the dice rolling. I'm gonna go with Italy once more.
Rick, when it comes to attack.
I'm gonna go to the other side here. Andres mentioned that England has the names. Yes, that is true. One thing I will say, we keep trying to bury Harry Kane every chance we get, and every chance he gets, that old man just come out here and do his thing. So I think again, being at home, being in Wembley, knowing what this moment is, shiny bright lights, I'm gonna look at guys like Sterling, guys like Kane, guys like Rashford, depending on the lineup. Do we see
Foden,
Sancho?
Sterling.
Foden. Even Saka. I've been loving what he's been doing out there. You know what I mean? So I think
And he's like
up
19,
front,
20 years old.
Yep,
He's just,
yep. I think up front on the attack, that's where I'm giving England the advantage. Because the other thing we've seen too, England has had a knack of scoring in these random little spots where you're watching the game and the pace of the game, you're just like, man, they've got nothing. And then here's a 6-7 minute stretch where it's like boom, 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 and it's the most beautiful football you've ever seen. So I think up front, I'm giving England the edge here.
Well, you know what? Ziggy's
And
in the
there's
comments.
that
Go ahead, cuz.
yeah, is the thing too. I think the way we used to see football back in the day. I mean, sorry, I say football because in my country we say
no,
football.
No, it's fine. It's okay.
football.
It's okay, cuz we know
I
what it
can't
is
say
already.
soccer. I'm used to it. I'm sorry. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Like it's football. It's the real football. So I don't want to create any.
Listen, you can say whatever you want, cuz. Listen, this platform, when it comes to sports, people say whatever they want. All right. There's no, I don't censor people. We don't do, unless you're doing something inappropriate, which I know you're not going to do because we're family. So you can say whatever you want to say. It's fine.
Yeah. Growing up, watching football back in the day in my country, it was more beautiful, like technically, you know what I mean? But now, it's more about the result. I think the football is more in the
mental
head, the mental, than the technique. Like that's why I used to be a big fan of Brazil. And if you see France in 2018, France doesn't really play like a beautiful football, but they play like mental to see all the winning, the result. They look for the result, and that's why we cannot. It's a tricky conversation between Italy and England because England is it's more about result, and I think it's gonna be a nice or big final.
Okay, so here's my last question before we get to final predictions here. I think Andres already answered it. When it comes to star power and star matchup, Andre said England has the name. So is it fair to say that we're going to go England across the board when it comes to star power?
100%.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
So 12 of you'd agree with that. When it comes to superstar names,
Yeah,
you'd say
definitely.
England. Okay.
Definitely.
We
And
got
that's why I feel like they need to win. You know, they need to win because like when you, I don't know if you remember when Monet and David Beckham, those kind of player, that's like big player, and they never have done anything really like with the national team.
Mm.
And I think England have to be in. And Italy for me don't have nothing to prove anymore because they do so much, and England have more work to do.
All right, Andres, I'm going to toss you one before I go to the predictions. I just thought of it on spot. You're a referee guy, and you love to look at who's the refs. And Andres analyzes the referees here. In the sports hit list streets, Andres will text me when it comes to basketball. He's like, Tony Brothers is on tonight, right? You know what
Yeah.
the when the Celtics
Okay.
are playing?
So did you see who's the referee today?
You see what he just did, right? All I had to say was refs, and he gets mad, right? You see what he did? So I'm going to ask this question when it comes to soccer. Do you know the referees by name and know what they do and how many penalties they throw out? Do you know that?
No, but I know like 10 referee names. Like,
okay, so are the referees a factor in this game and how they call this game?
Absolutely.
Would England necessarily be favorites because they're home, and you guys are basically telling me that they need to win this? This would be great for them.
Not necessarily, because in 2012, Rick is gonna celebrate this one. In 2012, there was a Champions League game. It was Bayern Chelsea, and it was at the Allianz Arena in Germany. So Bayern was the favorite coming into the game because they mollywopped Barcelona. So they mollywopped Real Madrid, and then they won in penalties. And then Chelsea got rid of Barcelona, and everyone thought, like, I swear to you, everyone on the planet thought that Bayern was going to win that game just because of the home field, this and that. And Chelsea ended up winning through penalties. Shout out to Didier Drogba, one of the greatest players I've seen in my lifetime. And but I'm going to say no. I don't think the home crowd is going to have a say in the referee's decision making. I think hopefully he calls a great game.
All right, so guys, it's prediction time. It's final score time. I'm going to ask a simple question. Who wins? What's the final score? You could add in if we're going to go through penalty shots. Whatever you think this finish is going to be, like my WWE terms. What's the booking? What's the finish? How do you book this ending? Rick, let me start with you. Who wins in final score?
There's a gift. There's a gift after.
No. You see, don't do that. You see, I know you too well. I know what you're trying to say. Don't do that. I know where you live. Don't do that. That's not cute, cuz. Don't do that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe for the World Cup, because I do it for football season. Football season, we do a predictions pool, and I gave away $100 this year to shout out to Ray Now. He won $100, and I gave him not bad. So maybe for the World Cup next year, I may have $100 on the line for someone to make a prediction, because that sounds pretty enticing, right?
We need $100 to get you a jersey.
Say it again.
We need $100 to get you a jersey.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do it. Listen, I got a mock-up one that I found here at Dick's Sporting Goods. So this works for me. I'm going with it, because I may take you up on that for next year. I'm going to say it right here. For next year's World Cup, Carl Coulange, the EP of the Sports Hit List, will make $100 to who wins. All you have to do is give a name of a team and see who wins it. But you can't. But it's going to be first come, first serve. So if a team's already picked, you can't pick that team, and there can't be any doubles. Is that fair, cuz?
I think you should give out like points for how far they advance. So
well, you know what? We'll work out the logistics.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the system.
We'll talk business.
We'll talk business, but I'm willing to, out of the kindness of my heart and as your leader, because we know some people in the hitless streets pretend to lead, and they're really not leaders. You know, like they pretend to lead, and they're really not leaders. I'm a leader. It's not popcorn. It is what it is. His name starts with the G, and his last name starts with the P. They pretend to be leaders, and they're really not. So out of the kindness of my heart, and as a hitless leader, I'm willing to put $100 for who guesses correctly for the World Cup and work out the logistics. But Rick, to answer my original question, give me a final score and who wins.
All right. So I hate that I got to go first, but I think we're going to see an epic matchup today, first and foremost. Again, we've talked about the defending. We've talked about the goalkeeping. I think it's going to be on display today at the highest level. this is one of those games that can be like a 1-0 or a 1-1 going into PKs, 0-0 even going into PKs. I appreciate the fact that England has their sights set on this like nobody can, if that kind of makes sense. Similar to what we saw yesterday with Messi and Argentina, except they weren't at home. I think this is the spot. Zig, I hope you're listening. You know what I mean? I honestly think we're going into PKs, and what we've seen so far in this tournament, and which is always the case in soccer, when you got to go to PKs in back-to-back games, it's super stressful. Two reasons: the goalkeeper kind of gets an opportunity, the opposing goalkeeper gets an opportunity to kind of see your tendencies, and then plus you as a penalty taker, you kind of start second guessing. Well, last time I went left, maybe I should go right. Last time I went high, maybe I should go low. So I'm thinking that we're going to get a great goalkeeping display. It'll take us into penalties, and going into penalties, I think the three lions are finally gonna bring it home, man. It's going home today. I think I'm gonna go with England in penalties.
England in penalties. So what's the score here with that penalties? Would you say?
Again, it's tough. It could be 0-0, it could be 1-1. I think we do get one of those like 1-1. Maybe we see Italy go out on top early. England will equalize. We go into penalties, and England takes it.
All right, England takes it in penalties, according to Rick. Cuz, I'm going to ask you, and I'll save Andres to give his pick last. So who you got, and what's your final score?
I'm going to be quick. It's going to be 3 goals, and England going to be 2, and Italy 1.
Okay, so England 3. So Trev is going...
England 2.
2-1.
There's going to be 3 goals in the
okay, 3 goals total, so 2-1 England wins. All right, so we got 2 England. So, Andres, are you prepared to make this a clean sweep, or are you going against the panel of the hit list here and going Italy? What's your final score? In
This guy is more Latino. I can tell.
Venezuela, right, Andres? Venezuela, cuz Venezuelan. Shout out to his country.
I'm telling you.
Who you got, Andres? What's up, sir? Talk to me.
All right, I'm gonna go bold. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
We're gonna get a goal fest. I'm going 3-2 Italy in extra time.
Nice.
3-2 Italy.
The goal fest will be lit.
So normally I would have.
You should give a gift, because
I'm not giving
the gift out here looking for gifts.
No, I know. Yeah, he's a true Haitian. Look at him. Especially for a gift out of my pocket. Get out of here, man.
I cannot pray. No, I do so much work to predict my thing, and it come out and nothing back. So
tell you what, lunch on me, cuz just for you. I'll take you to lunch this week.
Lunch, okay. Thank you.
Lunch. You pick. You want to go to Brassicurl? You want to go to Good Taste? Let me know where you want to go.
I love you, cuz. I love you. I'm gonna tell you. Don't worry about that.
So normally we would do a post game to kind of highlight, but as I told you guys, I got this wedding on deck that's calling my name. So you guys will be in the chats. I'm sure we'll post it in the hit list group for who wins, and we'll see who works it out. And I'm sure I'll look at my phone with 160 messages from you guys talking about the game. But thank you guys for coming on here. And I know normally we don't do soccer. What's up?
One more thing.
Real quick. Let me address a little something, man.
By all means,
all the viewers, man. I need y'all to pay attention to the screen. Really focus onto the screen. Okay, pay close attention. All right,
by all means,
everybody watching. All right, we good? All right. Now that we've erased Greg and Black's goofy narrative about what I was trying to say about the All-Star games with the baseball and the MLS and whatnot. His point is that baseball All-Star game got the greatest baseball game in the world, whatever. Cool. My point was that all of the, our conventional American sports, all of the All-Star game platforms are essentially the same. You pick the best players, you put them against each other in an exhibition that doesn't mean anything, that most of the time the players don't even want to play in and whatnot. It's not entertaining as far as I'm concerned. My point as far as the MLS All-Star game was that they get their pool together of their best players, and then they go out and bring in some of the best teams from around the world to come in and highlight the sport, highlight the game on a grand scheme, gives viewers an opportunity to see some of these big teams from across the world that they wouldn't normally see here on US soil. So for me, I think that is far more enjoyable than just getting a bunch of random guys together and saying, hey, go out and play for a game that doesn't really count. Especially on the baseball side where, I think for the longest time, they used to have the like where I don't know if there's still a rule or not, but every team has to have a representative or something like that. So it's like,
yeah, they do. They still do.
They still do. So you got this goofy ass participation trophy situation where no matter how shitty a team may be, you get to send a guy to the All-Star game. Yeah. Come on, man. How meaningful can that be? Then you got a situation where they used to tie the home field in the World Series to that.
That shit was fire, but they got rid of that.
Okay, yeah, we could say that's just fire. But then now, so you're telling me I've got some bum from the worst team in the league who could possibly have a say in what's happening in the World Series? Come on, man. That's ridiculous,
Listen.
Lastly,
Let him cook, Carl. Let him
here's
cook.
the last thing, right?
Oh, it's fine. Let him cook.
Let's stop acting like the home run derby is all that. Yo, listen.
That shit's fire, bro. Come on,
bro. Well, how fire? There's two things that from the beginning of time all the way to now. There's two things that can happen in a home run derby. You can hit it out, or you cannot hit it out.
That's it. Fire.
You can't do a behind the back, under the leg home run. You can't bounce the ball off the backboard.
You can hit it 500 feet though.
Yes, you can. And I'm glad you said that. You can hit it 500 feet. But do they get any extra points for hitting it?
Yes,
further?
they do actually. They get more time at it.
See, okay, and I appreciate you saying that because I asked the other day and the question was an answer. I asked the baseball guys.
It's okay.
It's because I feel like if in the home run derby, if the home run derby is going to be appealing, I think it should matter the distance. That's where you can get a difference in which home run is more exciting or which home run is more memorable. Because other than that, you're just hitting the ball out the park. You either do or you don't. Where's the entertainment in that?
Listen, at the end of the day, there's a common denominator here. I've said this countless times, and I'm gonna let you guys go with that notion. And keep
wait, one more thing. We're talking about referees earlier. How many games has Chris Paul lost with Scott Foster?
Let's not do that right now. I'm not gonna get into basketball. You see, you see how they try to change the conversation to basketball? I don't know that. I just want to make one.
Okay, so the answer is 14, and he's the referee tonight.
Okay, whatever you say. But listen, I know you had to get in your puns. Everyone's going to get in their shots before we go. All I'm saying is this, that there's a common denominator. Oh, this is the sports hit list. Carl shoots blank, so it doesn't even matter. Oh, of course you're going to say that. But there's a common denominator here. He beefs with me. He beefs with Rick now. He's beefing with Marcus Lamar. He's beefing with Brendan Falco, Paul Akese. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on for people to understand that there is one common problem in the hit list streets. Keep that in your mind.
So you're saying he's James Harden? Damn.
He's a problem. Clearly, he's a problem. And he's also not a winner too. So thank you for saying it. I appreciate that. So,
hey, Carl, I just gotta add another thing. Thank you for giving us this platform to talk about footy. It's a beautiful sport. I'm glad we're getting you into it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm glad you don't read the 300 messages that we send in the group chat, but you're aware of it. I'm super glad.
I'm aware. Listen, I have so many hit list group chats. I don't even know which ones are what anymore. So I'm aware of what's going on, and I try my best to do my notes. And I said, honestly, with all you guys, and I thank you guys for continuously push because you guys know how I operate. You continually push, and nudge me. That's when I cave in and it's like, all right, you guys can get what you want. But I appreciate you guys for pushing a platform, and this is a space where we can discuss anything sports. We want to talk about curling. We want to talk about gymnastics. The Olympics are coming up. The UFC. Let's get a team together. Let's make it happen. And you guys know what I'm about. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to all Sports Hit List content.
Oh, the lineups just came out.
Say it again.
The lineups just came out.
Oh, you guys go there and break it down.
Yeah.
You guys, I know you're going to have a lot to say. The game kicks off at 3 o'clock. I know they said that in England time, that's 8 p.m. So kids are able to go to school later tomorrow because they'll be able to stay up and watch the game late. They're kind of bending the rules. People can go to work late.
Ain't nobody going to school or work tomorrow. Win or lose, they ain't going tomorrow.
So there's a little bit of change that's going on over there. 12, thank you for coming in, cuz. I definitely appreciate it. We're looking forward to having you back next year or whenever there's another soccer thing. If you want to come and jump on and talk some soccer, let me know. We'll have you back on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course. Rick,
I'm gonna be here because like I said, the show is complete.
Yeah, it's complete. Absolutely. Rick, I'll see you on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about Rachel Nichols. The Hit List streets are buzzing about what she did and what's going on with that. We're going to have a healthy conversation with that. And Andres, I'll talk to you soon. You guys take care again. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook for all of our live shows. Tomorrow we'll have Smoke and Mirrors with the other guy, his brother Steph Polius and Declan Krogman. I shouldn't address him by name, but his show will go on at 1 o'clock. Make sure you tune into that. The B show comes back this week on Thursday. She comes back on hiatus.
Shout out to Deb.
The vibes. We got a new show coming next week. It's called The Fan Zone. That's something I've been really working on. If you see, I've been dropping the teasers. We've been really cooking. I can't wait to debut that show. So a lot going on in the hit list. Make sure you, again, like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys enjoy the game, and I'll talk to you guys soon.